are live. Look at that. That's a cool design. How cool is that? Right?
High school junior.
I know,
If you're
right?
listening at home, watching at home,
Yeah.
Travis has
The
high
Viking.
school football
The Viking.
receiver gloves on.
So I can catch your mama's ass. No? Okay. I'm sorry.
Check out that logo. Good morning, everybody. It's
Hey,
VLA.
look. Hey, Santa.
Oh, stop it. What are you doing?
You like that, Chris? Look at, hey, Santa, go grab some of your ball. Grab that ball there. Got it. Oh. How
You know
cool
what?
is that?
Looks great.
That is pretty neat. How'd you do that? That's cool technology and stuff. Did you do that?
Yeah, that was all me.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. We were here at like 6 o'clock last night fixing a video issue. So I'd like to say we were toiling away, creating that graphic, but pretty sure Gardner whipped it up earlier on in the day.
You guys were here to what?
Now we had to come back to fix a video upload.
Oh, dear Lord. The snow was pretty mighty, as the kids say.
Yeah, it was fun. We were the only people in the building, so it's always,
Right, guys, probably the only people in Midtown St. Louis.
I think so. That and just a few people living in a dumpster just peeking out at us.
Oh.
What's going on out there? It's Chris Denman, Travis Farrell, and it's We Are Live. We got Jeremy Helwig stopping by today. He's promoting a show he's doing tonight at Foam.
Oh, nice.
They're set to close. Mr. Gardner's the producer.
Can you
he's
say
here.
the foam has fizzled?
I don't think that's funny, or I don't know. Hello, Chris Gardner.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, Guardsy.
Hello. You look like you riding motocross there with those gloves.
What's that? The Supercross is here this weekend.
I don't think you have hands as good as me, though.
Please. Oh, as far as catching things?
Yeah.
Oh, no. If we're talking about the best hands in the business, it's me. I'm not even joking. Like, that's not even close.
I don't think you do realize who you're talking to.
They literally called me Jerry Rice Jr. growing up.
I'm the best backyard receiver of all time.
It's not even.
Is that
look.
Is that a search term on Pornhub?
I will put you in touch with friends
Okay.
that have no issue with making fun
Same.
of me at any point,
Same.
and they will reluctantly
You know, I did this once, and there
and
was
meekly say, "Yeah, he's."
I did this
You put-
once.
if it's
there was-
within 10 feet of him, it's gonna.
Ooh, I like that. Within
Yeah.
10 feet. I like it.
Yeah, it's somehow you could be tackling me, and somehow I end up catching it.
Dang.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm just not fast.
I'm impressed.
I did this once with including a co-host who's seen me throw a football
we
across a parking lot before at Lou Fest and many other different times, and then end up tearing my shoulder trying to prove it 6 years and 80 pounds later. So
Welcome to-
Gardner, be careful.
Welcome to
I had proof. There were photos. There were 30 witnesses. Still wasn't good enough.
welcome to We Are Live
Yeah.
with your three hosts today, Uncle Rico,
Right.
Uncle Rico, and Uncle Rico.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And
what
maybe
we are.
Al Bundy will be coming in
Let's get out the
later.
yardsticks. A lot of dick measuring going on in this studio right now.
So terrible.
Lots of it.
No, don't. I don't want to do that.
So I'll never forget just being like, watch and learn.
Dick.
Yeah, these days though, I can't really make a cut at all with these knees.
Oh, I tried to look. I look.
It's
I tried
quite
to
disappointing
cut
how we
in the snow
deteriorate.
yesterday, and
Uh-huh.
I think my kneecap is still rolling down 270 as I speak.
I enjoyed the snow yesterday for walking purposes
Why? Because it was soft?
because it's soft on the knees.
Ah, like a little marshmallows.
I was walking and I'm like, it was noticeable. I'm like, oh, my knees feel pretty good, and like, and then like I would like if I saw a pavement coming up where it was cleared off, I would go to where the snow was.
Shut up.
Yeah, because
I don't need your concrete.
No, I
Okay.
want this kind of foamy feeling here,
so
and
gross.
oh, it was great on the
You're
knees.
So despicable human being. It was
Well,
ugly
I'm
and
just-
disgusting and gross and wet and cold and chilly and moist and cold and frigid.
You said cold 3
I
times.
think
there?
I probably squeezed it
At least
3 or 4
twice.
times. But you people who love this weather with
You
the
people.
snow and the precipitation and the wind and the chill,
The hawk.
the hawk. Hawk was showing his ass off yesterday.
Yeah. Hawk was strong.
I was under the impression yesterday when I arrived at work.
Were you battling the hawk?
I did not anticipate
And
the
yesterday
Hawks.
was
Caw-caw.
probably the most glorious day of my life. Him not having looked at a forecast or anything else, and I was like, Gardner and I were just so confused as to why you were in a decent mood and you'd shown up on time and all that stuff. I saw the depression setting in as you saw the hour by hour.
Well, it's because I saw when you initially told him, he looked at you like this, and he just stared at you. Like you could go back and watch the podcast and just see him just staring at you like, what's he talking about? How do I not know this?
It was.
I better look into this. Uh-oh, things got real.
This is. I don't know. Do I blame not being on social media for not knowing?
That's
then
a
I
big
would've
part
saw
of how you
the-
stay. But I mean, you could press
Do
the
you
weather app.
Yeah, do you?
I have the weather app. You know what? I just look at the temperature.
That's all you look
I
at?
didn't even. I didn't look at
You
the
don't
snow
look at the
icon.
Forecast.
I don't look at the forecast. I just see. All right, what we looking at temperature wise today? All right, cool. We all right.
Do you know what it's going to do tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
No, I'm just saying you don't know.
I don't.
Proving the point
Well, I
that
just like to live life one day at a time.
you live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
How
own
millennial
it.
of you.
Who am I to determine what God's weather is going to be tomorrow?
You're going with God on this one.
I'm going with him on this one.
Huh. You're God? You're going to trust God?
I have so far. Here we go. Here we
That
go.
is the.
Here
I'm
you
gonna
go.
use you
Let me
as
guess.
a-
Let me guess. It was the ancient aliens, and they came down and they hung out with Bigfoot, and then they met Lizzie Borden at the haunted house with the raining crystals. Did I get it all in?
That was a Simpsons episode.
You should have walked in a little earlier and seen what I was watching.
Oh no. What was he watching?
I
What were
walked
you
in
watching?
and History Channel was on
No,
the big
no,
TV.
Ancient aliens.
What were you watching this morning, Garner?
Ancient aliens.
I know.
So it should be a weird show.
Hey, there was mention of the Anunnaki, mention of the Nephilim, the Book of Enoch,
Why don't you go to?
exploration of Stonehenge, and Göbekli Tepe. Oh my God! You should look into that one, my friend. Built before the Sumerians, before the quote-unquote first civilization, thousands of years before. It is something.
There we go.
You brought it up,
You
man.
didn't let 'em- I'm sorry for bringing up what I believe. How terrible of me.
You
But
can
let me
bring up
guess,
what
you're
you
going
believe.
to tell us all about these aliens, and you're going to talk about the little crystal skulls, and go ahead. Fill us in, Spielberg.
Genesis 6, 1 through 4.
Yeah?
And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto men, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, of which were old men of renown. The Watchers.
All he's saying is
They
that-
came from the skies and mated with women and created a giant.
I think-
Multiple
just
giants, not
a-
one giant.
I think that's like the equivalent of like the dream,
There's your Bible. There's your
the
Genesis.
dream team coming to town. Like, oh, damn, they tall, athletic, sexy.
So you think Shaquille O'Neal is a...
Shaq was a watcher. Shaq was a watcher. A lot of people don't. Can you dig it? He was.
Shaq is referenced in Genesis, the
was-
book of Genesis.
He was a genie.
Oh,
He was a genie.
oh boy. I stand corrected. I apologize. You got me, Travis. Somehow, some way, you've done it again. Shaq was a watcher.
Shaq was a watcher.
Shaq referenced on Ancient
He
Aliens.
was. Explains everything.
I want to talk to Giorgio Sokolis now, the guy with the hair on Ancient Aliens, and ask him, hey, you think Shaq, Shaq is a product of the Watchers and the women? Getting together and having sex?
Would explain a lot.
Okay, well, we figured it out. You know, I talked to Post Dispatch sports columnist Ben Fredrickson yesterday, and he said he was shocked to see that you were in. He was watching the beginning of the show.
Oh, wow.
He said, shocked to see that you made it in yesterday. So once again, shout out to you for making it in.
Thank you.
What a day.
And somehow again today. I think your locale last night may have helped, but it was noticed, not just by us, but
Thank
by
you,
others.
man. You know, I come to work every day. I just try to make my teammates better. It's about getting the W. It's not about what kind of numbers I'm able to put up, but if I'm able to contribute to a victory, now we were able to do that yesterday.
Can't wait for your target practice jokes.
I think but I think it's also important to have load management. So we got
We're doing load management now.
So we got a long season
doing
ahead of
load
us in
management
2020.
now.
Look, that's the run up to the new year. There's a lot of work that has to be
The
done.
load
in 2020.
management hawk.
So it's you got to be careful with how much you give and how much you're able to retain. So I'm gonna be there cheering on my teammates, making sure they need whatever they need to get done. I'm gonna be there for them.
We have a message sent in from an actual.
Can't even look at anyone right now, can you? Look,
No,
you're looking around at everything but a person.
Actual female with, we'll just say an actual female. I was going to say something rude, but then I was like,
It's
that's not
necessary.
add speak of ancient aliens to the list of deal breakers for every single woman ever. Do you agree?
Say it again.
If you say speak of ancient aliens,
Uh-huh.
a single lady's going to shrivel up and fly away.
Depends on the type.
You think there's girls that seek out this behavior?
I don't know that they seek out. I think they tolerate. I've met a few.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I think that's what women don't ever fully accept who you are 100%.
Yeah.
They like, you know what? 85 I have to do.
Uh-huh.
This other 15, I'm just going to have to drink my way around it, I guess.
Oh, tried that.
Mike wants to know how you feel about the ancient aliens being debunked on YouTube.
Oh, which portion?
Okay.
There's some that I don't agree with,
They-
and that's fine. I don't
Marquise says giants back then was just tall people now.
Shaquille
Or just
O'Neal.
regular sized people.
Say Shaquille O'Neal.
He was a man of great
He
stature.
was a great giant. And all we found out, he was
5'9".
like, oh, 7'3".
Hey, it's your Bible, man. I'm just reading from your Bible.
No, tall back, a long time ago would have been, under 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
right?
but it was saying they came from above and say, hey, I'm going to screw your woman
All
Oh,
right.
no,
and then
jeez.
make babies.
Oh, my.
And they're going to be giant
Oh,
babies.
my.
Okay.
Do you think Yao Ming's one of these two? Huh? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's possible.
Why are you so confident about Shaquille O'Neal being I can't believe I'm having this conversation with you.
Yeah, this is a life we lead.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I didn't think this would happen today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look up Göbekli Tepe. That's all.
Okay.
You think the aliens caused this weather around St. Louis? It's been wreaking havoc. I saw like 3 different people
more
post
likely
that
we
they
did.
spun out on highways. They were okay,
Mm-hmm.
but like spun out on the highway and then ice-covered streets and everything. It's pretty crazy how it affects everything.
Yeah, it is. It's annoying. It's incredibly
Everybody going to
inconvenient.
sleep at 7:30 because they're depressed.
Well, it's like nothing's like snow, like pouring down on your head along a highway, and it's 4:35, and it's dark. And you're just like, what is this Fargo depressing ass? What am I in? This is the worst snow globe ever. And that's what it was like last night. I didn't care for it. Listen here, snow.
I have the best one.
Oh boy.
Their dog and JPD got it for me.
Oh, yeah. They're always
very
thinking of you. Got to give them that.
Snow, you're racist as hell.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, it definitely is the racism of the snow. Just falling on all these black communities on the black high
Oh,
creek,
it's the black
making it
communities.
slick,
Black
making the
communities?
black slick.
Okay.
You're saying white overtakes the black.
Mm-hmm.
It's like white supremacy.
It is. Look at Gardner.
Interesting.
See, go ahead.
Look what you've done to him.
Mhm.
He used to be tolerable, that Gardner.
He did
Now he's on so many agendas.
so many.
It's really hard to keep up with things, and he's got teeth with these new ones.
Yeah.
He'll just trump anything. No pun intended.
No?
He'll trump anything by just saying like, that this is when it really matters. Like that's what he'll say. Like when you go to that far, that's when it really matters. Yeah. And
That
then you have
sounds
to remember
important.
he's a selfish human being
Yeah, well, yes, we all are.
out to try and prove a point.
Yeah. Okay. I was
Should we have an
just sitting
official
in that for a
moment of
minute.
quiet reflection on the show every morning?
I think that's good
While
for
we're
the soul.
streaming? You
If you
think so?
believe in souls.
Okay. You know, we started this thing like 4 years ago. We don't have to let him run the whole thing. Like, again, I just want to reiterate to anyone listening or watching, the least afraid of anyone I've ever been in my life, physically. There's zero form in which Gardner scares me, Travis. Physically, I mean, he's the equivalent of an injured rabbit. Like, about as physical imposement. Is
You're
that a
wondering
word?
if you should help me.
Exactly. But somehow, that injured rabbit rules the roost of half of everything I do.
I think what it is though. I think
Travis,
it's,
you said something to me the other day. You asked because I said I felt as though the older I get, the more confrontational I'm getting.
yes.
And you
Yeah.
said, "Why do you think that is?" And I go, "Well, I think it's because I've never had my ass kicked."
I think that's exactly why.
Exactly.
It's horrific
That's-
getting the
that's
shit
terrible.
kicked out of you.
That's
It-
terrible.
always-
I mean,
I've
it
always
is what
been
it is
able to
to a
avoid
certain
it.
point,
It
but
is.
the
I've been
feeling
close.
the
It
feeling
is.
of helplessness and just
Yeah.
like, boy, hope they're gonna have some mercy. Hope these three dudes kicking me in the face
I
get
think
tired
that's what
soon.
it is. Is like, oh, man, I don't really want to put this in control of someone else.
It's like
So I've somehow
Oh,
a
hey,
handful of times where it probably should have happened.
hey, cool, my tooth just got chipped. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think for me with Gardner, it's I remember seeing Free Willy and going, oh man,
What?
those killer whales are so majestic, so amazing, so awesome. They're the most amazing creatures in the wild. And then you finally see a National Geographic documentary when you watch them hunt,
How they hunt?
and pursue seals and then
Oh, and
toss
play
them
with 'em?
back and forth and play with them. And
Fucking
you're like
maniacal.
you're it's sheer shock and fear and awe. And you just can't do anything about it. You can't turn away. That's Chris Gardner.
Oh, look at these big
That's
dumb
it.
fish.
Like, look like,
Oh
oh,
my God, no.
Like, oh no, he's
They are
not.
smart.
They just
Yes.
strategically
Yes.
took a whale
Yes.
baby away from
Yes.
a mama whale who's
Yes.
also super smart.
When I think of Gardner, I used to think like, oh man, what a cheery, cherubic individual who just is out here enjoying life.
What a quirky character.
And then you look inside how the clock is designed and made and what makes it tick, and you just, oh, what have kept company for so long? There's so much chaos and darkness and hopelessness. Yet it's searing and entertaining and enthralling. How can I turn away? How can I stop it?
Because I can't. I've tried.
See?
the
I
message.
tried drinking for a long time.
Well, see?
We got another response to the Ancient Aliens and Ladies. Now, this lady
Uh-oh.
is a learned. She has doctor in front of her name.
Well, you know what that means.
Why is she watching this show? I
That's
don't
a-
know.
This is the wrong YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is it like
She meant to
she's
type
like-
in Dr. Phil live.
Yeah,
We got this.
she has doctor in front?
Doctor
She
in
like
front of her name.
legit doctor stuff.
Doctorate. She
'Cause,
has
like,
her doctorate.
Okay, because I know people that have like
She's very smart.
their honorary doctorate.
Oh no, no, this
from like
isn't.
Lindenwood, and it's like a doctorate of humane letters.
This is not.
Okay,
This is a
I
real
just
thing.
wanted to clear that. I wanted to.
She wants to clarify. Women will tolerate small penises and drunk flirting, not people who watch Ancient Aliens.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Well, I might have hit the trifecta then.
Oh, boy.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm Irish. It's a curse.
Yeah, I got no. So there's a lot of Irish curses. Sean calls it the
Which
disease.
one? Which
I got
one?
the disease. What's that? Alcoholism.
Such a cute way to just to overlook a crippling, horrible thing that happens to many Americans.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, it's a coping mechanism. You're trying to cope.
Yeah.
We're all trying to cope existentially, right?
Really? Yeah, I agree.
Which is why we have religion to begin with.
I think, and
It's
also,
a coping mechanism.
I
why
think,
are we here?
Do you remember when? Sorry to interrupt.
no,
you.
no, go ahead.
I remember when Taylor Thomas was in it, and she just slammed us. It was great. It was a wonderful interview. Were you here for that? I can't remember. Or was that just
Yeah,
me?
that
was
good
both
for
of
the
us.
security,
Yeah, both of you.
She goes, worst childhood trauma. And I was like, oh, yeah, like getting thrown off a horse or something like that. She's like, was it parents or father died?
I think her father died.
Yeah, father died. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got me there. That's why you're so funny.
Well, that's still not worse than Travis asking Gabe Kia about his father.
Who?
Oh, boy.
Gabe Kia.
So Gabe Kia,
Comedian.
comedian, was on about 3 years ago. He was in town. He's a big fella, Canadian blood.
Sweetheart. Just the nicest human being.
Grew
on
up
earth.
here. His
Yeah.
father played for the Blues.
Father played briefly for the Blues.
And I was aware of what's happening. And Travis kept talking about his father in present tense. About like, yeah, what's Dad think about you doing comedy, huh? He was a hockey player. What are you thinking?
Well, Dad didn't get a chance to know because he died.
Quite a while ago. That actually made that won a Wally for
That did win a Wally.
most awkward.
That did win
moment.
a Wally.
Mhm.
2016.
I want to hear that one. I want to hear that
That was
one.
good. Yeah,
I wonder if I could search that online.
We
and
gotta
come
get the
up-
well,
Wa-
it's still around.
Yeah.
I get the Wallies back.
You gonna handle it?
No, that's when we get Tommy to come back in.
No.
We get Tommy the intern.
Tommy's
You need to.
Shepherd that.
You need to figure out how these awards things work.
Man, I'm
they're
gonna
so
You don't.
they're
You don't
so
just
awesome.
throw it together at the end.
Damn it.
So you-
What you do is you document things throughout the
correct,
year,
correct, and
so
then
that you are
pull-
prepared.
And you pull.
That's how this works,
Yeah, you
Travis.
mark it down. I thought about that. So we
Sorry.
now listen. An end of year award show is, it's been done since the beginning of time. But I like it because my favorite, when I would listen to Corolla Show all the time, the favorite thing was the ACE Awards at the end of the year. Then you start realizing they are keeping track of it all year long. And they have a staff of 5 professional audio engineers.
Yep.
That's just for audio.
That's how that works.
So Gardner, you're telling me you can't do the work of 5 men?
Telling you this is how it works when you
Uh-huh.
see that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And you're like, oh, that was a fun little highlight show. And then you're like, well, that took 364 days to make.
Which is why I told you if you wanted to do something at the end of the year, Travis, let's see what we have first
Okay.
and build around that.
Okay.
Because then you already have some content.
That's a good point.
So that's how that will work.
I like
What
that.
we're still working on, what's the end of decade?
End of decade.
I've got mine almost done, I think.
Okay. You guys want to do that this Friday?
Why don't we do it closer to the end of the year?
Okay. I'm game for that.
If we can get all of ours in line,
Okay.
we could do it Friday.
Okay.
But everyone's has to be
Very
in line.
excited about that.
Because we'll
Especially tweet and GIF of the decade.
yeah. Man, that's tough.
I don't know.
I think I know where I'm going with tweet. GIF, I don't know yet.
Do you think if you could reenact your favorite GIF, people could figure it out?
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think what my favorite GIF would
Think
be.
of your favorite GIF. All right, Gardner, get the camera ready.
Okay.
Think of your favorite GIF. Let us know when you're ready. I'm going to take my shot at guessing
Hang on.
what the GIF, because I am a GIFologist.
I don't know if I can think of my favorite GIF.
I think Gardner knows what my favorite GIF is.
Well, let's go on you.
All right. You want to do my, all right, let's see if
Yeah,
Gardner
do
can-
yours.
All right.
Dude from, hang on, Charles S. Dutton.
Yep. Rudy.
Lovely
Nailed it.
GIF.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Good job.
I
don't-
always,
I don't
I've always
have-
liked
I don't
this
have a
one.
favorite.
The guy that goes.
Damn it, I was going to do that. That was easy.
Oh, yeah, the guy with his eyes bulging. That's good.
Yeah.
I like
Isn't that the one of the old Deadspin writers or editors or
I
something
think so.
that
I
has
think so.
That would
not
make
that one,
so
but
much
the
sense.
one that goes. You know that one?
Uh-uh.
If you look that one up, I
Okay.
think it's like
I'll search it doing that with my face. Oh,
yeah. I'll have to look. I'll keep searching what we have too,
Okay.
because I'm gonna.
I love a good GIF. I love a good GIF. I think that's just how we should
Well,
communicate
that's
as
how
humans.
that's how Black Twitter
That's
communicates.
the only way I think we should be able to communicate.
I don't know that that's good.
Because I just want your
don't-
ancient aliens in about 1,000 years to come back and be like, look at that.
But
What are
you
these
see-
primitive dupes doing?
That's what it is. We're regressing by doing it.
Good. Throw them off our scent.
We got a comment from the Black Sheep. General rule for future interviews. Guys, don't assume parents are alive.
Good.
Okay.
That may be a good
Okay.
thought, yeah.
This is a deep cut and one that very few people saw, and we'll never know what the meaning behind it is. You don't assume parents are alive, just like you don't assume lesbian comics are all dating Tig Notaro.
Yep.
I was here for that, but that you saved it.
Wasn't it masterful?
It was good. You were able to save it.
From Drew. What's up, Travis Blackfish Terrell?
Hey, Drew.
That's a good callback.
Blackfish.
Blackfish.
Why did you go with Blackfish?
Because I had just come off watching the documentary,
No.
and then we just
Did you
everyone knew I
decide
couldn't
Blackfish?
swim.
No.
Everyone knew I couldn't swim.
No, I did.
Chris
I'll tell
came
you
with
why.
Blackfish.
He's
yeah.
forgetting a part. So the Wolf of Wash Ave was a moniker at the time.
Oh, that's right.
We needed an animal.
We
to-
needed another animal.
So I thought it was hilarious to
So it-
mention Travis couldn't swim. Blackfish documentary.
It was very
big at
solid.
the time. Yeah.
good
So it worked
point.
out, and we even had a call. We do a killer whale call every
Which are
time.
good. Like
Chris
Harlan
would do it, yeah.
Williams?
Yeah.
No, no,
Well, no,
we
no.
had a drop.
Yeah, Chris had one too. Chris was like, "Ooh!"
Putting Giamatti to work back in the day.
And
then
what
my-
was yours?
Simpler times where
I've
it was
had
just
a-
no producer and two idiots talking for 3 hours every night. And sometimes we'd have guests.
Now we have video.
Now you see it all
now you
happen.
see it all
yeah.
in front of the world.
Now we're slaves to a sober master.
We are. How weird is that?
Tech
We need
electronics.
every bit of narcotics to get through the day, and we're controlled by the most sober individual in the entire
Hey,
room.
I said I want to try edibles.
That's true.
Tech Electronics hooks us up with this great studio, but it's Gardner's.
It is Gardner's.
I just keep it in order. That's all.
He does. You come in here, it's a
Nice.
half a foam,
I went in
a
there.
sprinkle from sugar inside your coffee, get on the table.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that come through here too. So
you know
rooms with a
Gardner.
bunch of dudes can smell bad
Here's
quick,
the,
and
and
this
what
never
I don't
does.
what I don't think you understand,
Uh-oh.
and this is why my OCD helps in this case. Like when the curtains mess up or the lights move, it changes the look on the screen.
Oh, okay.
But you don't realize you're doing it because
Right.
you aren't cognizant of what those issues
Oh,
are,
okay, I see.
which is why I have to be and I have to live
And
in
you do
that
a great,
prison.
and you do a great job.
All I do is just straighten up. That's all.
But you do a good job straightening up.
There's a system in place, and I think it's getting better.
Okay.
We're all doing better,
Yeah.
actually. I should say that. Everyone has been doing better.
We went almost to DEFCON 1 because there was threats of signage going up.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're walking
That's
back
the-
from that edge. 'Cause
that's
that's the
the-
edge there.
And
Once
actually,
we start seeing signs go up,
I
like,
was going to
"Ooh."
put signs up, and actually I was going to copy them in triplicate because I had assumed they would be torn down as well, and I was going to be prepared to put them.
Copy them in triplicate.
Nothing is
Be
the
prepared
official
to put them
mascot
back
of
up.
passive aggressiveness than signage.
Oh. And passive aggressiveness is a great form of trolling.
See what I mean?
Does it feel good being this way?
My mother taught me that.
I believe that.
Passive aggressiveness.
Mhm.
Still, I mean, I see
Just
her.
grinding
Every
people
time I
down
see her,
to-
it's the same thing. You know, if you want,
Uh-oh.
I could get you a haircut if you come out and see us this weekend.
What kind of haircut would she prefer?
I don't know. Grandma wants the beard trimmed. Mom wants the haircut. Grandma's okay with the hair. It's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's all they're not consistent. But I've been having women yell at me my entire life.
Oh boy.
How's
I'm
that
used
working
to it.
out?
I'm just used to it,
Yeah.
and I've been desensitized to it, which can
Maybe
be an
that's-
issue.
Maybe that's why you watch Ancient Aliens, like a defense mechanism to keep them away.
It could. All
It
right,
does
where's
it.
Tom Duff?
I'm about to say it does.
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
Tom Duff, you know him from St. Louis Counseling
do know him.
Services. Yeah, offices are back open, I believe, today. Be sure to give them a call if you're in charge of that department. If you're at a school, a business, or an individual looking for counseling services in the St. Louis area, they can help. Be sure to listen to the podcast Mental Health Matters as well. When you go to the website, stlouiscounseling.org, you can see all available information.
Travis, can I do something here?
Okay.
I was going to see if you were going to say no, just to question me. But you're
Oh.
not even going to question me or
No.
challenge me.
No, not at
Okay.
all.
I want to revisit some comments of yours from yesterday
Oh dear.
and see if you still agree with them,
Okay.
or if it was just your emotion and rant, or just I want to see if you're still confident in what you said.
Oh,
We
boy.
were discussing an icon, a radio icon,
Yes.
yesterday, Tom Joyner, and the Tom Joyner cruise, which you have been on. And you had some comments as to why your people go on that cruise.
Okay.
I want you to listen back to what you had to say,
Okay.
and then let me know if you still agree with it.
Okay.
Okay? So here we go.
You may be cool with the blacks in the loo, but the blacks elsewhere,
They're not here for me.
they ain't here for you, Chris. I'm just saying, man.
I
They
disagree.
go on this vacation to get away. If they see you and you not serving them their food, they ain't trying to. They ain't trying to have you mingle with them. They ain't trying to have you socialize with them. They left for a reason, man. Can I tell y'all something? I'm gonna tell y'all what's really going on. I'm gonna give you some insight on this snow day into the black community. Look, a lot of these black people put up with y'all 5 days out of the fucking week, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. They do it because at the end of the day, they have to take care of their own business. They ain't trying to see y'all ass after hours. They ain't trying to see your ass on the weekend. And they sure as hell ain't trying to see your ass on Tom Jordan Morning Crew. Patti LaBelle gonna be there. Mariah Carey gonna be there. Oh boy.
What?
You're gonna have Diana Ross.
Wait,
She was there.
Mariah Carey?
Yes, Diana Ross.
She's singing All I Want for Christmas. Is
Look.
You?
And we want to enjoy our black legends. We want to enjoy our community
But what
without having your white ass all up in there, man. Yes, it's for us. We got to have something for us, man. We need one thing. Y'all in everything. We invite y'all to every damn party. We want one
don't.
event
No, you
to
don't.
the...
No.
You don't invite me to the cookout in Forest Park.
Man,
I'm trying to get
you're
there.
getting there. You have to earn your way. But you ain't going to just simply just show up, man. Y'all show up to everything. Y'all are everything. Every fucking thing. Every time we turn the TV, there your white ass is.
Damn.
Every time I go watch a movie, there your white ass is. Go to a food court, more white ass. Go to a comedy club, more white ass. He's just making a point. We want one 8-day vacation where all we see are black and brown people. That's all we want. And if you are white, you need to be cleaning our clothes, cooking our food, watching our kids. Otherwise, get out of our face.
So,
Powerful.
do you still believe that white people should only be on the Tom Joyner cruise? That they shouldn't be on there for enjoyment?
That they should not be there for enjoy. If you're there to make sure we're having a good time, then okay. But you cannot be there enjoying yourself.
Okay.
What if I have fun, but every time I see a black person walk around the corner, I go,
Yeah, you can't be having fun. If we see you having
I hide my drink with an umbrella in it, put it
if
aside.
we see you have 1 ounce of fun, we gon' give you that grandmama look. But stop having that fun. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down for you don't have no more fun. Now sit your ass down.
Is that how they talk?
That's kind of like grandma used to yell at us.
Your grandma used to talk to you like that?
The elders used to yell at us because we would be misbehaving sometimes in church, and they'd be giving us the because moms, I think in general, have perfected the talking to their children through their teeth. Chris Gardner, sit down. Do not embarrass me in this Target.
My mom doesn't do that.
Really?
She would just let me know what's up.
Oh, she slap you in the back of your damn head, didn't she?
No.
You were not punishable, right? I forget that. What a weirdo.
And never had my ass kicked either.
That's also
Like
Worst
I
thing you
said,
ever, biggest thing you ever regret as a kid? Do you remember just like that you think about now that you're like, oh, that was, maybe not regret, just like, oh, that was a little too far.
like with my parents or just in general?
As a child, yeah.
Because like I had the fire thing that was an issue, but that my parents weren't around for that.
You set a fire to what?
Some woods. An acre and a half of woods. It wasn't me. I tried to put it out some. It was one of the people I was with. They dropped the match. And
Did you
then
guys inform authorities that the fire
the
was
fire
taking place?
department came. It was in the newspaper,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
like the Suburban Journal for O'Fallon or whatever the hell it was. It was an issue, but I'm trying to think like if I said anything that like I'm sure I said something that I'm sure I did. I hate you once before. I'm sure I did that. But I'm sure I also took it back pretty quick.
Did you ever get spanked and then go, that didn't hurt?
No.
You did that?
Not me.
Oh, Dave?
I don't know if he wants me talking about him ever.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Keep your name on my mouth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, little brother.
Um,
I will never forget that. I'm like, oh no, no.
what are you doing?
No. Oh, okay.
You can't really.
This will.
I'm about to say you can't. You
I remember
don't ever,
throwing a.
What do parents who don't spank their kids do?
Oh no, bro.
I
I
s-
think
I've
about
seen
that
it.
all
I'm
the
like-
time. When I
I'm
see
like,
parents,
you're gonna let them do that?
look, you're right. I've seen it like in stores where I'm just like, you gonna let him call you that
Right.
and allow him to get in your car and go back home to your house
But that's more
and eat
admirable.
the food you cooked after he just called you a dirty cunt bitch
Okay.
in front of the entire store?
Wouldn't you say that's like way more admirable though? Like, right? To not hit your kids?
You gotta. I'm
Or
not.
the-
I'm
or
not.
is this,
I'm
or
not
is this
saying.
what, or is this what we end up
I'm
with?
not saying. Look, I'm not saying. I'm not advocating for violence
Yeah, but I don't,
towards your
I don't have
child.
a problem.
I'm
If you
saying
saw someone like
for
today,
stern
grocery
discipline.
store,
He should not be calling you out
where,
your name
Where
in
did
public.
he learn that name or those words?
grocery
It
store.
ain't necessarily from the
I don't
house.
know, man. Sometimes
Some
kids, are
kids
just
pick
little
everything up at
bastards.
schools. Yeah.
That's impressive though.
Yeah.
If he knows those words.
What if you said like, if I see a parent like pop a kid on their ass in the store, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens sometimes. I feel like nowadays though, somebody, depending on the neighborhood you're in, you might get like the cops called on you for doing that.
I've seen instances where I just like you can't. I don't know, man. Look, first of all, I'm not a parent, so let me roll back, relax. I can't sit up here and
Yeah.
say.
Why don't you lecture us?
Yeah, I
Why don't you
shouldn't,
lecture parents?
But wait, what? You're not a parent?
I was separating the
Okay,
two.
thank you.
Us being here in the studio.
But yeah, I just don't. You can't be letting kids wild out like that. And you
Mm.
gotta be like, man, I don't know. Like I said, I got spankings. They weren't. Like
Yeah, I was in, like,
anything,
Beat. but
Yeah.
You,
like on the butt as a child. Okay, I knew right then there. I was like, all right, I had crossed the line. I had gone
Yeah.
too far. I had gone too far.
it was emotional.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now this is interesting because now I've heard people recently, friends who say they were, spanked on the bottom, things like that when they were kids.
Mhm.
Will never do that to their kids. Will not discipline them physically that way.
What are they gonna do?
I don't know.
That you talk to them, you separate them. Like I've seen it, and it doesn't seem like it works. Like,
I think
it seems like it's a longer path that
Right.
will hopefully pay off more.
That's it. No Taco Tuesday.
I mean, it's kind of that.
Well, that might have worked on me.
I don't know.
I've
You
seen
would have
it,
taken
and
away
it's-
tacos from me. I would have. I'd thrown tantrums as a kid too. I remember ripping the phone off the wall.
So when you
once.
threw a tantrum, when you ripped the phone off the wall, what happened to you?
Oh, I knew I
afterwards?
was in. Okay,
What
I
I-
regret that one.
Okay.
I figured it
Yeah.
clicked.
We found it.
We found it. So what? Could you?
I saw
you-
my dad's face,
Oh wow!
and as soon as I saw my dad's face,
you start immediately apologizing.
oh yeah, like because my dad's eyes, they widened and then they narrowed,
Oh shit!
and I'm like, oh, like so I.
Oh,
God,
shit.
oh,
Ah,
hair on my arm is.
just flashback.
Woo!
Ah,
You see I got goosebumps right now.
damn! So you knew that was the moment where you knew
And
I
that's
had
what-
really crossed
my
the line.
dad was a guy who
he was a big boy. He
well,
wasn't.
he could
yeah.
he was muscular,
Yeah.
he had the look or whatever, but he's not a violent person.
Right.
He's a person though when he will talk to you in a very measured way, and that's when you really know you fucked up. Like, and I've seen it not only with myself but with other people.
Wow.
And so, but the way his eyes reacted when I did that, obviously I still remember that.
Wow.
And he started walking towards me, and I immediately started, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, whatever. And then he just kind of put his hands on my shoulders and put me against the wall and started talking to me. And so, like, hands on the shoulder. So I knew I had screwed up.
Wow.
So, yeah, that one. That one will
Jeez.
do it. But he didn't hit me or anything. It was nothing like that.
So,
my
yeah.
dad knew that he could deal with it in a certain way. And he took advantage of that.
Mm.
He didn't have to get physical. Like, points were made, though, with the way you speak, having at least an optic that makes you look like, hey, I can take care of this if I need to another way.
Right.
But it never was one of those.
Yeah.
It never. I thought there was one time in my life, and I was trying to think of how old, in my early 30s, where I thought my dad was going to drop my ass. And it was one of my DUIs because I
Uh-huh.
had to call them to come pick me up.
Oh boy.
And my dad and mom came to get me,
Uh-huh.
and where was I? Maryland Heights. They take me back to their house.
Right.
And I just am sitting in the back of the work van, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, what was I can't believe it. You know, whatever. You're reflecting. You're going through a lot of things. We get to the house.
Uh-huh.
Dad parks the van. We get out, and he goes, stay here in the driveway. And he goes to my mom, Shelly, go inside.
Shit.
And I was preparing myself, and like I wasn't gonna do anything. I was thinking in my head, my dad is gonna drop my ass in this driveway, and he's never been violent with me or anything in my life, and that's all I could think. And I was preparing myself mentally because I was gonna tell myself, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna let him do this. I probably deserve this, and so he's like, you want a cigarette? And I'm like,
Oh
yeah.
shit, this sounds like a damn.
So-
man,
Have a
man.
seat.
Oh boy.
Now, this is my dad, and my dad has look, see how even telling this story.
Yeah, man, I feel.
You
I'm
can
sorry.
feel
I'm
it, right?
Feeling the tension, man. Feeling
Yeah,
it.
there's that there. But this is my dad. This is the genius of my dad, and this is how compassionate my dad is, and why he's won awards for his volunteer work and everything. I think this is coming my way. It's enough to scare the shit out of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're having a cigarette together, and my dad says, "You really screwed up again." He goes, "But I love you, and we'll get through this." And that was my dad. Wow. And that's how my dad functions. He has a way of talking to you to make a point with love and compassion, with also intimidation.
He'd be a
He
good
uses the intimidation immediately, and then flips it on you.
mafia boss.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you learn to fuck with people mentally,
Oh, jeez, well,
like I do now,
oh,
Travis.
jeez, well, thank you.
We have a question
Mm-hmm.
from, probably future Mizzou Hall of Famer, if he's
Oh,
not
boy.
already.
Oh boy.
Martin T. Rucker
Oh,
has a
wow.
question. Why is Travis holding a pair of random purple gloves?
Look, holla at your boy. Look, Ruck. And I ain't even trying to front because I know he was an All-American and all, but I would say I got better hands than T-Ruck.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. Sorry, baby.
This is the day I quit We Are Live.
Hey, baby,
I've had
you
enough.
know what time it is. Throw it up. Hey, Ruck, you see them hands, baby? Just throw it up. I got it. You already know. Nothing.
You got stick 'em on there.
Boy, I'm like,
You
ooh.
cheater.
They call
Yeah.
me Baby Beckham, baby.
Baby Beckham, baby.
Baby Beckham, baby.
Baby Beckham, baby.
Yep.
Not
Triple
Baby
B.
Beckham, but
Nope.
Baby Beckham, baby.
Baby Beckham, baby. Holla at your boy, T-Ruck, man. Throw a ball, I got it. Ooh,
Just because you make that motion doesn't mean you can catch.
Tuck it in. You got to catch it, Chris.
How's that
catch
go?
and tuck. Catch and tuck. All in one motion. Catch and tuck.
All right, show us again.
Listen, catch and tuck. That's how I used to do it.
That's how you used to do
I
it.
showed T-Ruck that.
He just said, Travis, stop, all caps.
That's how you used to do it, or because you've watched ESPN enough,
hey,
you've
hey,
seen
hey.
how they do it on television.
From one accomplished brother to another, man. Come on.
Like, come on, you
Knock it
embarrassing
off,
us,
man.
man.
This is not
Don't
good
do
for-
that, man.
for
This
us.
is a bad look for
For
everybody.
us.
You're
You're
making
doing
the
it
unit
for-
look
yeah.
terrible, man.
Let's-
Let's get a football and let's go out in the street today and let's see them hands.
Well, I'm not
I
throwing
mean, I ain't
it.
getting on the streets today.
Oh, you ain't getting in them streets, huh?
I like load management, man. And again, just
Load
gotta-
management.
Load
gotta-
management.
gotta
It's
look,
load
man. It's just
management
important
thing.
that you take care of
It's
your
the
body,
story of your
man.
life right now.
It's
Load
a,
management.
It's a long season. That's a long season,
There's
man.
no
You-
season
you
at
don't-
all.
season.
It's just
We're
I'm
on
asking you to
season
go in the
four.
street
You
and
don't-
catch a damn
You
football.
don't win championships in December. Unless your
What sport are you
season
playing?
ends in December.
Yeah, exactly.
But life doesn't end in December.
What if you die in December? You telling me people who have died in December, life doesn't end?
I don't believe so.
Okay. That's
How'd your boy Ruck? Boom!
okay. That doesn't do anything. Did they do that? Did they design those just for celebrations?
Yeah, man. So you come up to the camera. What's up, baby? Touchdown. I love you, Mom. Boom. Throw up the team.
Hold on. Get it up there again.
Yo, what's up, Mom? Love you. Woo. Boom.
You're that coach that wasn't really paid by the administration and didn't really like command anything. You just kind of talked to some of the fat kids that were like slow when they were running sprints.
And the moms.
And then occasionally a mom. Yeah,
Moms love you.
right.
The moms love you.
That's
man.
the thing. And kids are kind of like, why does he park where we park? Why doesn't he park where the other teachers park? Like, what is this? And everybody's kind of confused. And you're always kind of like 7 minutes. You show up 7 minutes in the first quarter of the game, and they don't really let you stand with the other coaches. You're just kind of there.
You're yelling a lot, though.
Your
Stop yelling.
Your visor also not team issued. They're like, why is that just like an off purple? Like, this is kind of weird.
Minnesota Vikings? It's not even the right Vikings right now.
Well,
Hitting on the players' girlfriends, just enough.
Gardner, when the snow melts, on the first melt of winter, we shall play the catch of football.
okay, we're not playing like real football.
No, we're just gonna see
We're out of breath
can,
these days.
we can see who can catch the most passes.
Okay. We'll try. Let's see if we can come up with something for fun.
There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Better hands
Than me.
than you. No, I have no doubt about that.
I don't even have big hands. I just have these soft hands and agility.
Man, look. Well,
And I have quick reflexes. I don't know how that happened.
well, you know I got an extra Achilles, so I ain't even tripping.
Yeah.
Translates to my hands.
Good for you.
You're
Are you
welcome.
fast?
I was.
We
Were
should,
you?
We should race.
I was.
What would happen if we raced?
Like right now, if we race right now, my body would literally just.
Yeah, but look at me too, though.
just be-
That's all I'm saying.
ah, Chris!
The
Get
extremes,
the stretcher!
the extremes of people like us that have dabbled in sports or whatever, or even played it. I mean, if you play a varsity sport, that's a high level.
Oh
right?
yeah, golf. I've
Are you?
golfed.
Or if you play the extremes, I just think of the extremes of what I've done. I'm like, I know it's not like sub 5 minutes, but like I've ran a mile under 6 minutes before. Like I've bench pressed a lot. I've dunked basketball, whatever. But to the extremes of when
Do you
you're out
remember
of
the
shape or
date of your last dunk?
I was over 30.
I thought you might know the
No,
the
no.
date.
I will say this: like I will watch NFL highlights now,
Do you remember when?
and
the,
when I see players get hit,
yeah.
I feel like I feel it now. Like I remember growing up,
Your
I used to
knee
be
just-
like,
your
yeah,
body
like,
just jolts.
easily. Like I saw the highlights of the Saints game last night, and
More virtual reality now.
Right.
than it
right,
was
it's like
for-
Michael Thomas gets hit, like it looks like in the ribs, and I immediately just started coughing for him, like, oh, Michael Thomas. Oh, he's fine because he's a in shape athlete. I
Yeah.
apologize, but it just even the sight of people getting hit now, I feel terrible for them.
I think if we raced, I'd like to smoke a cigarette while we did it,
It'd be funnier.
That would be hilarious.
or at least have one in my mouth.
That'd be funny.
That's a little
It just seems like I just athletic ability, like even just getting into the building today, climbing over the mounds of snow, stepping in other people's footprints.
Yeah, you're like, am I going to tear a hamstring?
Right. The meeting, my first thought was when I saw the footprint, I was like, man, this is going to be a fucked up ankle if I miss this.
That's the thing is like, since my knee's been a little sore, the right one now, and I can't. This is the frustrating part. Is like I feel like I'm walking weird, but I can't figure out what I'm doing to be walking weird. So as I'm walking around the neighborhood, I'm like consciously looking at what I'm doing, and I'm like, this knee hurts. It feels like it's like this leg feels longer than the. I'm like, this has never been a thing before. What has happened to where I can't figure out how to walk?
You got a pool of fluid inside
Yeah,
your knee,
so-
man.
so
You
I
need
just-
it drained.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm like sideways and everything because I'm like, I don't know how to walk.
Yeah.
I don't know how to walk anymore.
Because you rehab like a homeless man.
Well,
Now look at your knee. now you got homeless man knees. See?
I have my own method.
you have your
I should do a workout video. Chris Gardner knee rehab. Just okay, on your way to the public transit. If you're light on money, I have a knee rehab for you, system for you.
Have you seen Gardner's? He just
Get those legs up
He's
high.
like a drill major. He's just trying to get his
It's
knees up
so
high.
bad.
And it's just everyone in the office is just show it to him, Gardner. Show me your knees. There you go. Show me how. See? Yep.
Well, you can't even get them high enough to where they're on the screen.
See? See?
Oh, this is weird.
Oh.
No.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, that's gross.
There it goes.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Let's remind everybody we've got comedy this week at Gastro Pit. 8:30. Stick around after.
Oh, hamstring.
Enjoy some great barbecue. We'll have another great lineup for you. Again, it's on the hill. Comedy, 8:30 every Thursday. It's Free Comedy Thursday. Guys, that'll do it for the first hour. We're going to get Jeremy Helwig in here. Have some fun. He's promoting a show he's doing, I believe, tonight at Foam on Cherokee. Quick break. We'll be right back on We Are Live. Welcome back to the show. It's We Are Live. Travis Sherrill, Chris Gardner, myself, Chris Denman, and the greatest sweater I've ever seen is attached to the man, Jeremy Hellwig. He's got a show tonight at Foam. It's one of the last. It is the last comedy show that they're going to have there, I believe,
it's really
right?
sad.
Yeah, they're shutting down. They've been a great venue for a long time now.
Yeah, I remember the first stand-up showcase that I saw in St. Louis was Chris Bernowski used to run a show there, and this was in like 2011, 2012.
You were just
something
born,
like that, yeah.
Travis.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Too Hip for a Comedy Club something showcase, which apparently was a like a placeholder name. And then it just ran out of time, and it was like, that's what it's called.
It's like that open mic that's still running in Columbia that started whenever we were there. I remember I was like, oh, at Eastside, Sal. I was like, Sal, you're doing comedy? They're like, I don't. I was like, what's the name of it? It's as yet to be named.
It's
Open
an
mic
as yet
comedy?
unnamed comedy
Yes.
show, and it still is
And
called
it's
that.
Still that, yeah.
That started like 2009.
Yep.
And I just did it last week.
There you go.
It's still
It's
working
still
with
good.
the same thing. We always love having Jeremy in. Tonight, who's on the show? What do we need to know? All right, let's get
see.
that going.
Go ahead.
Well, I had this idea for the show to be like an annual tradition where it's called Progress Report, where people do their best jokes that they wrote that year. I was going to maybe do it in January because I was busy, but then Foam was closing. So I was like, oh, I got to do it now.
They
or-
kind of upped it.
But Casey Paulson's on it, Matt Barnes, Justin Luke, Tina D-Ball,
Nice.
Emily Hickner, and then Striker Spurlock's doing like a short set because he wrote this. He doesn't do a ton of stand-up now, but there's like a short little thing that he did
Oh, nice.
this year. And then Corey Stewart's going to host it because I like the idea of every time the host is someone that started that year.
Oh, that's
So, yeah.
nice.
Oh, I like that.
And there's a few
Yeah.
other people that I thought about doing, but I was like, nah, I've seen her a bunch recently. She's funny. So.
Well, that'll be a good time. So you guys
And some
can-
other people I was like, did they start in December? I don't know. I know she started in February. I'm just going to ask.
So there you go.
Nice.
So that takes care of it. That'll be a good time at Foam. Travis, you'll be there. You'll be braving the snow.
If it doesn't fizzle.
Okay, is that the foam
That's
thing
what
that
the
you're trying to
foam thing
pull?
Again, I'm trying to make the.
I'm trying to think. I've seen
I
a
thought you were
bunch
gonna
of
rhyme
different.
that with sizzle. I was like, where's it
Nah,
going with this?
Yeah, this is something
I
I thought it was going to be a rhyme.
yeah, though I tried to work on it. I'm sorry, everyone.
interesting.
I guess you could say that joke was flat.
Okay. This is we
No?
gotta stop
No?
this
Okay.
immediately. I've seen some great shows, music and comedy at Foam over the years. It's just one of those weird things. When St. Louis is small enough, I guess, that we kind of hear about every single thing that opens and closes. So it's so normal for bars and venues to turn over and flip and
Yeah.
everything. But every time one in St. Louis does, I'm like, oh, come on.
I am too. I don't know why is that, but I mean you're right because that's just the nature of the economy. But I do feel that way, like it's a kind of soul crushing, like when especially something as good as Foam. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
there. Like I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where you just expect it to always be there, and then it's not.
Yeah, that's right. I can think of a couple fun showcases. Ken Warner's showcase he did there that I saw. I can't remember
Coffee
who. but-
break, and then
Yeah.
yeah, that's where Sorry Please Continue was originally.
No, yeah.
Oh
then,
wow.
And then we moved to Heavy Anchor, part because it's just a little easier to do a show there,
Sure.
like to set up.
Like a
'cause there's
stage
a sound
and
booth.
back,
Right.
Well, if you're gonna record it as a podcast, and like the bars in the room, and
Right.
they're making like espressos and things like that.
Right.
You're like, okay, this is gonna be loud.
That was always my favorite at Southtown. They'd be like filling ice in the thing, and I'm just like, can we let them get a punchline out before we do this? No, I saw Mary Mack there that you were
yeah,
a part of.
Yeah.
Those are fun too because there's like Mary Mack had done like Marin not too.
Yeah, just
like
far
a month
before that,
before,
She
yeah.
just
and
come
like
off doing
me and-
Conan, didn't she? Too?
Just like Conan and like me and 4 other people were there to see Jeremy.
Yeah, it's
Mary
one of those
Mack and
things
everybody
where
else.
people always talk about on their tours. It's like when you put together your own tour, you'll do a show with like 60 people, and the next day you're like, well, okay, I guess no one saw the poster in this city. I don't know.
Yeah. It's strange too because that's from what I've seen, like that's just comedy in a nutshell. You could have somebody that like opens for a giant act in a theater or even like a Shavitz or something like that. And then, a week later they're to get their time in, they're doing a Tuesday night bar show and
Oh
there's
yeah,
7 people there being like, they're okay.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a comic I listened to her podcast, and she like opens for Brian Regan sometime.
Yeah.
and got to do Carnegie Hall. And then it's like, I'm just doing sets in L.A. like anybody else.
Yeah.
It's got to be such a weird.
It's a
transition.
strange dynamic. I see that with she features for Mark Maron. Mary, I don't know. I can't think of her name, but you got to think Mark Maron's sold out shows probably
Yeah.
in most places he does, and then she'll be posting. She's like, I'm at Phil's Pizza on Monday too. You know, come stop
I'm
by
a
the
former
bar show.
laundromat. You
Yeah.
know?
Still
People coming in to do
working
their
it out.
laundry and
That's how it works. Tell me about your sweater, please. I need
Oh,
to know. This is genuine Christmas sweater, Travis.
This is
my
gorgeous.
dad owned the sweater, I guess, and it doesn't fit him anymore. And he was like, I don't want it. But it's like it's from before the term ugly Christmas sweater was a term. It's like I was saying to you guys earlier, it was just what people wore because they didn't know any better. You know,
That's you know,
is
it's from
normal.
it's from AB. You know.
yeah. It's
Does
good,
does AB
tidings we bring to you and your buds, and it's a bunch of reindeer delivering giant bottles of Budweiser.
if AB knew better, they would like sell these on their site.
Oh, they
Like they
should.
would sell the vintage, like the old
I
school
bet they do,
Budweiser.
to a
Yeah, probably
degree.
do. Okay.
That's
Like
the
patch
problem.
of this.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. That's awesome. That shirt is
Those
awesome.
knit ones you see, they're like beautiful Budweiser ones. Like I bet there's like $140
They
now.
do,
Though.
yeah.
That kind of takes away from the.
I was
the
trying to
kitschiness
I was
of
trying
it.
to find this on Google because I had forgot to bring it to work the day that I did the happy hour show. They were supposed to wear ugly Christmas sweaters, and I was looking it up, and there was this like Bush one that was like blue and yellow, and it just like it was a pretty. I was like, I would wear that. Like
You
it
just
looked
wear
like,
it out just because it's
Yeah.
It looked like a
nice.
blues thing, you know.
Where it's like this isn't like there's nothing funny about this.
Yeah,
It's just a
it's not a-
handsome sweater.
It's not an
Nice
ugly
sweater.
sweater. It's like a cool pattern that I could just stare at for 10 minutes.
We've got Jeremy Hellwig again tonight. You can go to Foam. That's at Cherokee and Jefferson. Last comedy show they're going to be doing there ever. So stop by, have some fun. Roads are just be careful. That's all you got to do.
Roads are better.
Roads are better. I got
It's not that bad. If you can get out, if you can drive slow to get out of your neighborhood
Yeah.
and then get to a main road,
Yeah.
or if you live in the county, just drive like it's a regular day.
Yeah.
It's probably been plowed.
It's kind of how it goes. And those are listen. You don't want to be the one person who spins out or does something terrible or whatever, but that could happen every day somehow,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like it's. Travis is looking at me. He's like, "You're gonna hole up until it's spring, aren't you?"
Listen here, man. I ain't stepping back outside till this damn shit melts.
I think you could go on a permanent Tom Joyner cruise until spring.
Man, look, I wish, if only
Get away from all the
old
white
black
people.
women over 50, me enjoying us and our Quincy Jones. Ugh, I wish, or a dream.
You know
I
what?
did-
I wish we had a powder coating sponsor I could tell you about right
Oh,
now. And
God,
Jeremy, I
right.
apologize. I just got to get this in. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more
Nice.
information. Be sure to check them out. If anything's rusting, maybe your grill's not looking so great. Maybe you got smokers, patio furniture. If it needs painted, no, powder coat it. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information. Say hey to Mark and the gang. Gardner, you look displeased. Is that because Jeremy was attacking the validity of your Ancient Aliens program
Not at all.
prior to coming in? Oh, you enjoy debate.
I said I've become more confrontational as I've gotten older.
I'm trying to
And
think.
I've also said, look, I don't believe everything they're saying. I'm intrigued by some of the thought processes, though.
I just thought it was interesting. That guy was like, "You can see this thing from space. The only other thing you can see from space is the Great Wall of China." And I'm like, "I've been on the Great Wall of China. It's run down. You can barely see it from the Great Wall of China. You can see Highway 70 from space."
They just say
Well-
these things. You
well,
take it for gospel.
And like when you see well, no, I've said that that's not the case. But like when you hear that saying, I don't know when that became a saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
you
did
can
that
see it from
become?
space. With satellite technology now, you can really see anything from space.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
mean, if
remember
you
because
just-
I'd heard that, and I was going to China, so I was like, "Oh, apparently you can see it from space." And then we scrolled around on Google Earth, and we couldn't find it.
How do you explain that? Huh?
You lying sons of bitches.
Touche. Oh, how do they get the front of the bar? Oh, because they got cars driving around. Okay, I don't have an answer. I don't have a good answer.
No, that's not something that you can figure out.
Is there something that you remember being told as a child that you really believed that you still may believe now?
Like Santa Claus.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Reindeer that delivered giant Budweiser. I
that
do love that those
still
aren't. those-
believe now.
That you still believe now?
It's 3 cans and 3 bottles. It's the
So-
mixed
Like they
six.
having a hell of a
so it
party.
would
Mixed
last
six,
like
they're all
through
Budweiser.
appetizers. Like, yeah, come on.
Is there any one thing that you remember when you guys were kids that you sort of kind of remember, or that you believe in now? That you
That like is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like scary stuff,
Yeah.
or like
Superstition
that a
or-
giant bunny drops off eggs in my grandma's yard exclusively for me.
Whatever
And they
floated your
happen to
boat.
give you the bank that your grandparents work at, like keychains and stuff. Also, is that like that? Like, do you think
Yeah.
is that where you're?
Ooh, I
you're
got a
going with
pin
it?
this year.
Yeah. Like Easter Bunny sprang for some Susan B. Anthony's. How interesting. I'm trying to think.
Like step on a crack, break your mama's back.
I don't know if anything comes to mind. I am.
I try not to step on cracks,
I
but
try
that's
not to.
more OCD stuff
Oh,
than
yeah,
anything.
That's more my kneecap. I'm afraid it's gonna pop out of place because the
Yeah.
sidewalks are
Yeah.
And
always
especially in the city, like, because you're going to find uneven sidewalks
Yeah.
anyway. Like, you're liable to hurt your ankle just walking on the sidewalk.
Oh, I've rolled my ankle plenty of times
yeah.
thanks to the city of St. Louis.
So it's not the best to do that.
City of Farmington, City of Columbia, City of Kansas City. I was in Los Angeles once. I've rolled my ankle everywhere.
See, you can actually hurt yourself too trying to avoid the cracks
That's
though as
also
well,
true.
because you'll try to pace your steps and like the length of your steps a certain way, and then next thing you know, oh, I'm reaching a little to not step on a crack, and then you're stretching yourself out too much
Okay.
probably.
Travis, is yours that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ will salvage your soul?
Why would that be a myth? Why would that be?
Come on, come on, come on,
would
super
that-
controversial dude. Come on.
Why would that be?
Why don't you step
weird?
out, huh?
I'm stepping on anything.
Come on, say it.
I believe in certain things that may have taken place inside of a Bible.
Here's something that I was told when I was a kid that, like, I just, to this day, I want to know why it would be a lie. We had a DARE officer who's like a sweet, nice guy, right? They sent the central casting cop to come talk to us, right? The DARE program, right? Which now you think about like, oh boy. But he came in and he straight up told us, this is one of our lessons, because, you know, if you get certain people off on subjects, we just ask him, like, hey, do you ever let the dog attack anybody? Like, how's it go?
The answer is probably yeah.
Yeah.
If he's got something at
Always.
his disposal,
Yes.
I don't trust him to.
So he's telling us, so there was this house that was like widely known as like the devil worshiper house. He said he went in there. So what happened probably was it was an abandoned house, and some kids that listened to the Misfits went in there and got drunk or something. Like
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. Instead, it was known as a devil worshiper house. No, they're in there. You got to watch out for them. So they got a call from the owner of the building and said, hey, somebody's been going in there. Go check it out. And he said the dog was freaking out and wouldn't go in this certain area where there was like a hole. And he said a paper bag just burst into flames while they were in there. And then and he
this on
told a
Ghost
group of
Adventures?
fifth graders this.
This is some like original Ghostbusters like physical
Yeah.
camera trick kind of
Right, it had. They were just they were just AV nerds that were hanging out in a house. They were shooting a whole movie. People thought they were devil worshippers. They were like reenacting the John Lovitz SNL devil thing or something. So he tells us this, and he's like, "I wouldn't lie about that." And he was shook talking about it. He was either putting on, but it was the weirdest thing because it had nothing to do with the lesson plan, and it had like it was just this crazy story that this nice old man who was a police officer told us this, and I just remember being like, "Well, that's definitely real, definitely happened."
That was just
'Cause I checked
It was a
it
meth
off.
house, and he wanted to keep the kids away from the meth house.
I checked.
That's all it was.
I checked. You know what made it real for me? The dog didn't want to go in there. They can sense evil.
See, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That was
dog
smart.
person.
Yeah, dogs are. Dogs like they can sense the Terminator and they bark at ghosts, but they also are not as smart as us.
right.
They also bark at the mailman.
Yeah. They also
Or-
It's like a Rain Man situation.
Yeah.
It's
There's
like,
a dog down the street, and your dog's like, I need to stop him from getting in. Like, you're not allowed to go in the front yard. Like, what are you doing?
I love my dog, but I've also seen him eat a dead squirrel. Like that's not something that higher intellect beings can necessarily do. So yeah, so that still sticks with me because I want to know: was this just a sleight of hand that he was pulling off, and where we thought we're like, well, why would he just tell us this? And was he just trying to subliminally tell us to stay away from
And so
abandoned buildings or
This
what?
bag burst into flames, and
Yeah.
did he stomp it out, or did he run out and let the
said he
building
just-
burn down?
He walked. They got out of there. He said it wasn't a huge fire. He said it went into flames, and then they got the building owner of the building had the place bulldozed like a month later.
wow.
It's
What
pretty weird,
stands
right?
there now?
Probably like a nursing home or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
it's probably haunted.
Yeah,
Probably a self-storage facility.
yeah. I was gonna say
Putting everyone-
if it's my hometown, it's a fast food place or a car wash. Like there's
Okay.
plenty of those, I'm sure.
One thing that scared the living crap out of me, and it's more practical. It was kidnappers.
Man,
Something about
no.
kidnapping as a kid, like when we were kids.
No, it was drilled.
kidnapping
People
was
talked
like
about-
priority number one. Like they was like,
Kidnapping was the '90s school shooting.
yes,
That shit happened.
yes,
I did a
it
couple
did,
times,
but it
but
was
like-
like everywhere. Like
we were 20
everything we
minutes north
did.
of Gina Dawn Brooks's. Do you guys remember that story?
I remember the story because it used to be like a Saturday movie every other week.
That was like 5 seconds from where I lived, and we were like, and
We were
people
putting-
chased us on our bikes. They're probably dumb teenagers or something, but
But
we
we
thought
would-
we were getting stolen like every day.
We would put like kids' faces were on milk cartons for like most of my childhood. I don't recall like from the age of 3 to 14 there not being a carton of milk with someone's face on it. It was a crazy period of time.
You grew up here.
Yeah.
Were you scared to death of that?
I wasn't scared of it. I just thought it happened all the time.
All the time.
And then you grow up and you look at the statistics and you're like, it happened a few
a
times.
few times. But they would, as soon as a kid go missing, then they would later find out he was hiding in a McDonald's parking lot or something from his mama.
He's a
But
bad
you just
kid.
had this, yeah.
No,
But
it
everybody
It was,
like,
a guy,
oh, my
it was a
goodness.
guy in a white van. Like that's
I get
Always a
that
stereotype.
because, like, was it late '80s? St. Charles was Scott Clay Schulte. So I grew up in St. Charles County, and there was a kid. I don't.
Kids
think
were
ever-
coming up missing, man. That shit was wild. Like kids were constantly coming up. What,
I don't know. If
I
they
think
were
Jeremy has a
constantly-
point
I think they were. I think it was. It happened some, but like it. People talked about it like, hey, 1 in 10 kids is gonna get snatched. When really it's like 10 kids got snatched, and we talked about each one.
Yes.
1/10
Well,
of the
and,
year.
and this is in the golden age of TV where 100 million people probably watched Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is where
Like people talk about it like it's like you are likely to get kidnapped, so be ready.
Yeah, that's how they were.
Yeah.
That's how
Because
teachers
that's how you
were.
saw
like,
it.
like
Yeah.
with now they're like your school's gonna get shot. It'll be whether you're
Yeah,
there or
that's a
not.
good
And it's
point.
like 100 schools. That's a lot.
That's terrible,
That's
yeah.
100 too many. But
Right.
there's what, 1 million schools?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty,
where it's
There
where
can't be 1 million schools.
it's
That
what we
number's
No, that
not
sounds.
see.
That's right. It's got to be 1 million schools at least,
right. 1
right?
million schools in the United States.
It's
There's
gotta
300
be.
million people. A lot of the schools have thousands of kids there.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it did feel like for the longest, like
There are 132,853 K through 12 schools in the U.S. according to 2016.
how many? 100 and what?
132,000.
Okay.
So I was only off by
K through 12.
I was
800 and something
complicit. I didn't
I was
argue, and I would have accepted it.
I have accepted it as fact
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
you were like, there probably are a
Yeah,
million.
like,
And
probably
then I was
million
But
sounds
see-
about right.
and I was like,
But see, this is how that happens.
Yeah.
We just accepted it,
We just they did.
and that's what we saw on television at
Yeah,
the time,
it's
right?
been-
So
there's
that's
been
what we
over-
thought.
yeah,
there's been over
sure.
300 million kidnappings this year.
What?
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's
They
why
just
we
keep
haven't
taking
had
the same
kids
kids
yet.
over and over.
Dumbass kids.
Like I remember even like it may have even been a DARE officer, it was, I guess a resource officer in school, just telling us like go for the eyes and punch them, and I was like, I feel like this is a lot of information to take in right now, and I'm only 7. I don't want to know all this right now, and everything's scary as a kid. So it's even, it was just magnified.
Yeah.
Especially when you saw the milk carton, you just saw the fear in the kid's eyes of the milk carton. Like, I can't enjoy my Frosted Flakes, and I'm looking at this child in the face.
I don't see that anymore. When did they stop doing that?
That's a good question.
They stopped caring about kids.
Yeah, they did.
The milk, Big Milk, stopped caring about
Trump
kids.
administration got rid of that.
Got rid of-
So they were
like-
They were training you to fight back against kidnappers. You'd think they would be easier to be like, just here's how to be less appealing as a kid.
Skip your shower today, son.
yo, please, my family lives in a trailer. They can't afford ransom.
There's
Damn-
no ransom.
Damn 5-year-old, stop putting on makeup in the morning. You
Oh,
wouldn't get
come
kidnapped. That's your
on.
problem.
Oh, yeah, you
all that makeup
Oh.
on. That's why kids
Blame the
get
victim.
kidnapped. Uh-huh. That's how it was. That's how
And
it
you
was.
think
growing
so
up.
too? Those damn, like Dennis the Menace and Three Ninjas had you thinking, I can
Dennis-
outsmart
Oh, yeah.
somebody trying to take me.
Dennis the
Home Alone.
Menace
Home Alone.
literally hung out with
With a train jumping.
a a boxcar kid.
Christopher Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd eating beans.
Oh man.
A transient?
Yes.
He was a true vagrant.
And talk about white privilege. His bum ass was able to walk in birthday parties and take kids cake and gift and harass children. No one said a thing.
And then just think, Dennis grew up.
Well,
he
they
got
did
to
call
go
him
to
a menace.
they did.
And then Dennis grows up and he gets to go to a private school, Rushmore Academy. Like it's
So would they kid? So
Is
would
that the kid from Rushmore?
yeah.
so would a person kidnap someone if they knew the kid's name was Dennis the Menace?
Oh,
because
that-
that might be
that'd be a
less
dead giveaway.
appealing, like Jeremy was saying.
If we're gonna rank
I don't want to
those,
deal with this kid.
Kevin McAllister, number one. He's got a couple. He's got two. He's 2-0, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kevin McAllister, number one. But
I
then
mean, Baby's Day Out outsmarted them on accident. He was a baby.
He was a baby.
you know, I never thought of that, Jeremy. Thank you. So, how are you? Are there any other kids we need to add to the don't mess with list?
Oh.
Bart Simpson.
You got Bart
Any of them
Simpson,
from,
Dennis
like,
the
a horror
Menace.
movie.
What about you got to also look at the kid off The Good Son.
Oh God,
He was
still
horrible.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
also,
still Macaulay
he would
Culkin.
just murder you.
He was just
How
he
many
was
people
hor-
threw bricks off of bridges?
Oh
because of
God, that was a
movie?
thing too in the '90s. Or was it not? Because again, it
No.
was just for networks
was,
and
it
we
was
heard it
just
multiple
was just Home Alone 2, throwing bricks off buildings. He just gets a mark on his forehead.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, hold
That's
on.
how-
It's gonna make
that
a funny
works.
sound too. Just a,
It's a tall
thump.
building.
The kids get upset when they hit their friend with a brick on the head, and they don't
Yeah.
have a funny laugh or sound
Yeah.
that Joe Pesci makes.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with this frying pan right in the head. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Bing. Nope.
Now, Jeremy, do you have siblings?
Johnny's got a concussion.
Yeah, I have two
All right.
brothers.
So then, so you must have done this too, and you are the oldest, right?
Yeah.
All right, because you've had those. I'm going to speak because I was just thinking, you're fooling around with your siblings, and you're messing around, you're throwing
Gross.
bricks, like you're being too physical when you're not supposed to, and then one of them gets hurt, and then as the older sibling, like, hey man, you all right? You ain't there?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
don't tell. Hey, you good?
Oh,
You don't?
definitely.
Yeah. Hey man, just put some towels on it.
That's
the blood
whenever-
just
Didn't hurt
covered
that
up.
bad.
Mom won't even notice. Just relax. It's not bad.
You would have fallen down anyway. I didn't hit you.
Right? Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
exactly.
Let me tell you something. That's the first time a younger sibling realizes the power they hold as well.
Yeah,
they
that's
may
also
be
true. That may-
not as physically large as you at the time.
This is
But
enlightening.
they start realizing, like, oh, I can control this situation
Mm-hmm.
by holding the power of telling mom. Do you know this too? This is another bad person to ask as we're in our 30s with no children in the room. What the hell do people do that don't spank their kids now? Like, how does that work?
It's just, well, you know how you can deal with adults without hitting them?
No. You need to hit children.
Well, Jeremy, about that. About that, Jeremy.
You just, it's like
Don't simplify it that
Well,
much,
you can
please.
punish a kid without, like, if you take away their toys or whatever, like, that's worse.
I don't know, man.
Not
He looks
worse
like
for
he
their
needs tuned up.
psychology, but like worse. Like,
Oh,
in the
but I
moment.
think
Right.
when I'm with Gardner, and not to this extent, I'm not saying go to the moon, Alice, but I am saying that I think sometimes a kid needs to know there can be physical repercussions for your actions, and that if you do something negative, this is one of many end results. So I'm not, to Gardner's point, like, why he behaves the way that he has is because he's never had his ass kicked. I think you kind of have to put that on a smaller scale for a child. You got to have a kid know, like, hey, I'm going to let you know this one time. This is what could happen if your ass keep acting up. And then after that, because I do that with humans all the time. I mean, adults all the time. I said, to Chris, show your ass up on time.
Is that how it goes?
And Chris hasn't been late ever.
Like I've been punched.
Ever.
Because I met him 13 years ago and he threatened me once. Yeah.
So I've never really. It's only gone like one punch though. I've never been like. There's never been a combination thrown on my face. I've just been punched a couple times. That's it. And then it's not.
That was
then I'm
really
like,
funny
what are you
hearing
doing?
you,
I don't
hearing
know
you
if I
say
have.
that. I've never had a combination thrown on my face. I don't know if that's how those work.
You just got one. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's never like someone just.
Is that how
punching
you
me.
picture it happening?
I don't-
Somebody wouldn't just, they'd piece you up. A couple hits.
Just because you say peace doesn't make you a
Yeah, here you go.
badass.
You
I'm
about to
asking.
get like, oh, listen to Rogan this morning.
I mean,
There we go.
most people aren't coordinated enough to hit somebody twice.
I've
Like,
never
if-
seen a
e-
dude
even if
been
you're the one
slamming
getting your ass
Jaeger.
kicked, the other guy is not coordinated enough to like, follow through.
No,
without,
he is not.
We're old enough. You got to catch your breath after throwing. Right.
I'm gonna smoke first.
And if you haven't punched anyone in a long time, you go, "Ow, my hand."
Oh,
I'm sure that's part of it.
geez, that would be, that's so true. You think about that for like a month, you're gonna feel like you have like boxing fractures in your hand, you're all swollen and
Probably
old.
because you do.
Right.
You did fuck your head.
That's a very
Because
real
you're not an
thing.
athlete. You
You
discovered.
probably hit him with the wrong part of your hand, and then you learn later in your life you broke a knuckle that day.
It's a sad realization, isn't it? Real quick, we've got comedy this Thursday, happiest hour. Be sure to stop by 6 p.m. at Sophie's. Our friends at Jack Daniels help us present that. Another fun lineup this week. Stop by. It's a good time. Jeremy was on last week, and he's done a couple times now.
That's
Really
great.
appreciate you guys coming out. And it's dark by that time, so you got nothing better to do. Get out, have some fun with us this week. Happiest hour at 6 o'clock. We've got a few things to get to. Travis, you have Great American Race queued up?
We
Let-
can.
Do we want to have Jeremy help with that?
I was gonna say we'll push that one till tomorrow.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
jump on that tomorrow. Jeremy, you have some jokes, some Rudolph jokes.
I got a
we
few.
can push that to tomorrow too
No, I
if
got
we
some.
need to. Okay, so Jeremy did
I
his
have a ton.
homework.
Oh.
They're not punchy.
We
but
we
Punchy.
we don't
Don't
want to
hit us
waste
with your comic terms, sir.
we don't want to waste Jeremy's jokes. So we had a little miscommunication on this. So we're gonna crack wise on this. We're gonna have some fun with it. Rudolph is gonna feel Jeremy's ire, and then we're gonna talk. We'll talk some smack on Rudolph as well. Target practice Rudolph this week. Jeremy's
the font that goes along with the
close he's
God, there's like
scary.
like a murderous font.
You know why he's got the red nose, Travis?
Why?
He's a Trump supporter.
Should have known.
What? It's a clown.
Yeah.
It's a mega nose.
It's a
It's
MAGA
a
nose.
MAGA nose, yeah.
It's time for target practice.
He only goes to red states.
Oh, shut up, Chris.
Actually, Rudolph would probably be like a democratic socialist of some sort, being
I mean,
from where the region they're probably hailing
There's
from.
a
right?
meeting coming up. If
I think more
was
just
to go
because
with
he's
you.
been oppressed by his boss in such a shitty way for such a long time
Right.
and pushed down by society.
Rudolph's like 1,000 years old now. That thing's got to be like not shining so bright anymore. They're like, come on, Rudolph, you got one more in you. Santa's got like a
It's your
little.
Rudolph.
That's my Rudolph.
Yeah, none of us know what deer sound like.
No, right.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's not bad.
It's about what they sound like. If
Well,
they're
then if
not,
that's-
if they're not doing
If that's
well.
it. Travis wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
Now, what about? He's like, do you put deer piss on your chimney to like get them to come by? Does it kind of bring them in?
Yeah, that's why Santa comes by. He only gives presents to people that put deer
The
piss,
deer piss on their thing.
chimney.
I think
Milk
Thank
and
God.
cookies and deer piss. That's what we always did
That's
growing
what it
up.
says.
little secrets. Santa likes the pee pee.
He's got plenty of deer piss where he's coming from. So he's gonna bring the deer so
Right.
he can get deer piss from someone else.
Maybe Mrs. Claus is into it. Like she doesn't even realize it. She's like
oh.
so turned on when he's been out working with the deer.
Oh, Blitzen right there. Ah, right there, Blitzen.
Oh, good dear God! So Jeremy did his
Dear
homework.
God.
I've been a bad Santa.
There's
What
a
was that?
moment,
Dear God.
Yeah.
There's a moment in that movie. Have you rewatched that? As
Which
an adult? Rudolph. Have you rewatched that?
Oh,
as
like
an adult?
the one. he
Oh,
used to-
yes. Oh, yeah, I did actually not
It's
too
been
long
a
ago.
I
while.
watched it like it was like maybe 10 years ago. Was the first time I noticed this. The first time Santa realizes that Rudolph's nose lights up, his first reaction is to turn to Rudolph's dad and go, "Donner, shame on you." And this is Santa Claus. He's such an asshole in this movie. Oh my god. That's not even a joke. That's just literally what happened.
What does he
Chris, I
mean
know
by
what
that
it was.
completely, though?
He's like,
It's
shame
an
on you
interracial
for there
baby.
being a genetic deformity
Yeah.
in your sperm.
It's basically an
I guess.
interracial
Right.
baby. Like, I
Right.
can't believe you brought a black baby in my house. What the hell you doing?
You know what this kid's gonna have to deal with.
The Christmas lights on the tree are not for touching.
Took it too far.
Now, is
I can't believe. And Donner's the one that ate all his family, right?
is Rudolph's mom in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who is she? Do we
She's
remember?
Donner's wife. I don't know.
Takesha.
Okay.
She was a drunk.
Takesha.
Well, that's what I want to know. I
She's
want
a
to know,
woman
like,
in a movie
She
that
was.
came out
She
in the
had
70s.
dreads.
She didn't have a name.
All right.
Or
She
lines.
had 40 roles in films. She
No
was never allowed to
backstory.
join SAG. Just come in and read it. Read it.
We're gonna dub your voice over anyway.
I wanted to see like who were the two parents that made.
It was a reindeer and another reindeer, but who knows? There was a lot of Christmas lights around. Might have-
Could have got weird.
It got weird.
Deer
She
has
got
sex with a
good.
Christmas light. It's a deer with a Christmas light in its nose.
Jeremy, you're roasting Rudolph. What do you got? Wait, hang on. What do you got for us, sir?
One thing I was looking up, the guy that wrote the poem that it's based on, he's actually Jewish, and I like to think that he was trying to see what kind of weird crap he could insert into Christian holidays.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he also came up with the Easter Bunny.
And we've celebrated it ever since.
Yes.
That is pretty perfect, right? Like you would
That would be a
because like
good-
a lot of Jewish writers like made money like working on the Christmas movies and stuff
Oh,
like
that's a
that.
good point.
And they could have just inserted just the.
Damn, that's that's pretty genius. That's really
Would you?
smart.
I feel
Just
like
making
you
a
would do
scene.
that
Oh, man,
on behalf of black
whatever.
people.
Oh man, I'd be like, yeah.
You're gonna start
ugh.
writing books about white people traditions because they do weird
Just
things
squeeze
that
in
we
Lil
used to
Nas X and random blacks
man.
inside of your holiday.
Okay.
Damn it, that's such a brilliant idea.
Oh my gosh.
do. One thing that I didn't think about until recently is if someone had installed fog lights on the sleigh, we wouldn't like they'd still be treating Rudolph like shit to this day. That's all. That's
Turn
all
on your brights.
Because it's like you've got a deformity and you're only helpful in capitalist society if we can exploit it.
Oh,
Do you know how hard those Chinese children work to make the elves making these toys, Rudolph? We got to get them out there.
I just realized how messed up it is that it's a different race of people that makes the toys than the guy that delivers them. I've never made that connection before. That they're elves.
Yeah, he's
shit.
enslaved a bunch
Like
of.
Willy Wonka makes you can see it on screen, and he's like, I got him from, whatever,
Africa.
Africa or
Okay.
whatever.
Nope,
Whereas
nope.
like the elves, I'm like, oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
a stand-in for
They're
something.
Right.
They're
They
not
were,
like him.
They were just peaceful people that he get to work. What did you think about Rudolph growing up? Like were you into it?
Oh, I was really into it.
Yeah?
I really thought I didn't understand why. Like it really that's where woke Travis was born.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's like that, motherfuckers. Oh, and I'm kind of to Jeremy's point. Y'all only need me when I can help, but y'all was
Right.
sitting up here talking trash about my mom and my daddy like they some hoes.
When you figure out I've got a good jump shot, you'll
Yeah,
have me.
You're
exactly.
like an elf can't be a dentist. Well, what if a black man wants to be a dentist?
That's what I said. I was like, that's
Right.
fucked up.
Are you mad there weren't black elves?
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up too. Like, damn, we like.
But do you want to watch a bunch of black elves be forced to make toys?
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Doesn't
As soon
Santa
as
have?
Jeremy started talking, I'm like,
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, you don't.
Santa
Makes a
does
lot of
use
sense.
a whip on the reindeer
Yeah,
too,
that's what
right?
he does.
Well, that's because they're reindeer. Who cares?
But there's
Animals.
They gonna
there's
be-
a correlation, Jeremy.
Could be venison later.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that? Do you think we're on our 6th iteration of
I'm
Rudolph?
about to say this. Just like the Georgia Bulldog.
Uga?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uga like Uga 47.
Yeah.
We on Rudolph 32.
I do. And because they're breeding for a look and not, working traits, like you're not going to get the best dogs or the best Rudolph out of
Wouldn't that
the
be
deal.
fucked up? Like after he did all that, dropped all the toys off around the world, as soon as they land, they just put one of those things they put in the yeah, just
Oh,
like the
the,
cow's heads. What are those things called?
No Country
No
for
Country
Old
Old
Men.
That's what I
thing,
call
yeah.
that thing. Yeah.
That's like
The air
farmers.
pressure
Yeah, the
farmers,
air
have been,
pressure.
farmers have been using that for like 70 years, and now for the rest of its life, it's called.
It's called
the
that.
No Country,
Country for Old Men machine.
Yeah.
I always called it Old Country for No Men. Just 'cause I thought it was funny. And then I went to see that movie in theaters, and my friend said, "One take over Old Country for No Men." God damn it, Jeremy!
I'll say that the next time I bring it up for sure. Oh dear God, you got any more?
Another thing that's weird about that is that they're like, "Oh no, there's fog this year," and it's like you go to everywhere on the planet every year for the last 2,000 years, and you've never encountered fog until tonight.
Right.
Oh, thank God there was fog. Otherwise, once again, Rudolph would still be talking shit on Rudolph.
like the weather forecast when you see it.
Yeah.
It isn't for the world. It's for your region or where you are. So, like, fog isn't all around the
But
world.
I think in the cartoon it is around the world.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's a global fog.
Yeah.
The whole ocean evaporated and turned into fog.
If they showed the real version, Rudolph would have been eaten alive in his 3rd day of life because he would have been so visible to wolves in the area.
Yes.
And can we please just have some honesty for once?
Oh, yeah, that's
in
true.
our children's
That is a
stories.
good point. I think
All the
about
that.
deer.
That's
Should be
nature.
breeding this into the species.
Well, put some dirt on this giant light up nose. There's a pack of wolves coming. They won't notice. Please. That's what hurts me the most about this story.
That is a very sad.
The lack of carnivorous ripping apart of a children's hero.
Yeah. Go after the weakest. Yeah, that's, what
That's right.
this is a survival of the fittest situation here. How
You-
did this even get to this point?
You would have been a real man if they would have taught you that.
No,
Okay.
I had no shot.
Jeremy, you got any more?
This isn't even a joke. This is just something I remember. As a kid,
This is my favorite.
As a kid, there was like a period of time where I was like, well, Rudolph's not a real reindeer. Like, obviously, they made that up for this cartoon. But Donner and Dasher, like those.
They're
Santa has had these reindeer
Right.
in all the stories.
They the OGs.
And then they just add Rudolph. Like, no, he didn't exist. I thought. There's no reindeer with noses to fly up. But I was like, they're still flying.
You thought you had
But
it
they could
figured
definitely
out.
fly.
You're like, Mom,
I was
cut
like,
the
I'm-
Rudolph shit, okay?
I'm a smart kid, okay? I can think about things.
Rudolph was the professional wrestler. The rest of them were the MMA fighters.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. He's a big shot. I get it. Okay. Oh wow.
So I like Jeremy saying when you mentioned the capitalist part of it because it is so true. Like Rudolph, there was no use for him until he became marketable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a brand. We can use this.
It couldn't just be a humble reindeer. It's like he
Yeah.
could have pulled stuff around the North Pole, right? He could have been a pack reindeer or whatever.
I would love to see Todd Phillips take on the origin story now of reindeer.
Well, he can't make a funny movie now,
Rudolph,
so
yeah.
he might as well go dark, right?
That'd be pretty. Yeah, nice over the top Quentin Tarantino style origin story for Rudolph.
Who dies by
Gritty
antler?
reboot.
Yeah. Who dies by antler?
Definitely blitzing that motherfucker.
Oh no.
What do you got against blitzing?
Always fucking people hoes.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
why
that.
they call him blitzing. He be blitzing hoes.
Dasher doesn't make it out because he gets his antlers stuck in a tree and starves to death.
Dashed
Aw.
up against the.
Can you name them all?
Dasher, Donner. How many are there? Dasher, Donner.
Dancer,
Dasher,
Prancer,
and
Vixen,
Donner.
Donner, Cupid, Donner again, and Blitzen. I already said Donner and Blitzen.
Little Stevie.
Mel Gibson.
Miguel. Mikey. and Boo Boo. Yeah. Those are my reindeer where I grew up. You don't remember that?
I do not.
If what would Black Santa have for his reindeer name?
Fair question.
Melodica?
There'd be
Nene.
be no name. They don't have to be hood names. It'll be Steve and Otis
Okay.
and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Eric.
Eric's such a sensible reindeer.
Eric with a C or a K?
Thank you.
I believed you with all of that except
Yeah.
Eric.
Eric, it was a Q, like Eric LaSalle.
So you got to Eric. I was down with what you were saying. Oh, Otis, that makes sense. Okay. And then Eric, no. You're full of shit, man.
You got to think about when they were named too, because it's like, is this a Black Santa that's just getting started in 2019?
Yeah,
Or is
that's
this
a good
one
point.
From like
Okay.
100
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah, that's
or
it.
It'll depend.
I don't know what things were named 2,000 years ago.
Jebediah.
Probably not Dasher and
Yeah.
Dancer.
That's not-
Barnabas. Yeah. That'll do it for Target Practice. Big thanks to Jeremy.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Again, you can see Jeremy and a bunch of funny friends tonight at Foam at Cherokee and Jefferson. If you've never
Target
been,
practice. Like
8
murder
p.m.
I've heard.
reindeer.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
$5. How
Yeah,
we
$5.
doing that? Yeah. Go out, support a show. You got nothing better going on tonight.
Yeah, get out of the house. Everyone's been snowed in, I think, for a day or so. Get your asses out the house.
Yeah,
And,
And if you're thinking, oh, I got to work tomorrow, it's December. It's almost Christmas. Your boss can't expect you to get work done.
Right. Or be at full capacity.
Yeah.
Right. We had one of these from earlier. We were talking about things that scared us when we were kids. The black sheep let us know he was mortified that he was going to get AIDS from a needle in a payphone change slot. That was a thought
That was
process.
I
a
remember
thing
thinking,
back in
yeah,
the
that
day.
people put needles in those. I forgot about that. Or that people put needles in like
Movie theater.
movie theater seats.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember hearing
Which I'm like,
that.
but now I'm like, how would you put a needle into the seat? Like you could put a needle, but not like a syringe. Like,
Right.
what-
Like, does it set up where it just goes into you like the whole way? Like,
Well, then
All it has
even
to do
the,
is prick you a little bit.
And then what about the razor blades and the Halloween
more.
candy?
yeah, that's.
That was a thing forever.
did that? I don't. Has this been Snoped? Does this ever happen
think it
once?
ever
I don't know, but I know that's what like meant. That, I don't know if for you guys, they showed us like a video. Like they had a video. Like when I was in school, like it was second or third grade, it may have been like a 10-minute video about trick or treating, about
Your
parent.
weekly white hate videos. You were
This
forced
was
to
this
watch?
was in when I was out in Afton.
Oh, this is okay.
That's what I was going
This
to
is
school
that
out in Afton.
Travis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was they would tell the kids second, third, fourth grade. I remember seeing the videos, and they were just like, make sure you give your bags to your parents when you get home, and your parents are gonna make sure things aren't in it, and Yeah, what was that all about?
I'm very confused on that because I don't think that ever happened.
I'll
I'm
be
not
out.
saying somebody's not horrible enough
Okay.
to do it in the history.
November
of it.
1st, 2019, from CNN.
November
Ohio
1st.
police are urging trick-or-treaters to carefully sift through their Halloween stash after 2 people said they found razor blades hidden inside candy wrappers. One of the people found a blade and cut a finger while sorting through the candy on Halloween
Just
night.
saying sort through candy, and then they're like, this guy got hurt sorting through his candy. Like that.
Yeah, it was just a stale Snickers.
The person went to the hospital for stitches. No one else was injured. Okay. The 2 people who found the blades had trick-or-treated together in the same neighborhood in the Cincinnati suburb.
If these were teenagers, I think they did it on purpose.
Okay, maybe. Now that's another possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And a packet of razor blades. That's more expensive than candy. Like,
Thank you.
I'd take that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nobody's messing up a Reese's
Razor
cup.
blades are like behind the plastic casing now
Right.
at like Walgreens.
Right.
Yeah.
They're that valuable.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna spend $45 on no razor blades and then just stuffing
Just
inside
getting
some
rid of 'em?
candy.
Like a custom, like 100-year-old straight razor. It's inside of a giant
Yeah.
Hershey's bar.
Snickers.
Okay.
You ever had a straight razor shave?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've only had it
No.
one time.
it is.
I gave myself a little spa day.
Nice.
You're a man of leisure.
Sounds nice.
How was it?
I hate
It
you
was
so
it was
much.
nice. They trimmed my beard first and then did this hot
The
towel. and
feeling's
everything,
nice, but
and-
if you're not in decent shape, you just look like way fatter. If you get rid of the facial hair all the way,
Mhm.
so
but
that's a concern of
I
mine.
wanted it done. I wanted to give it a shot. I have a gift certificate to get it done again, and I've had it for like 3 years. I don't even know if it still works.
Probably not going to take it now.
It might.
Yeah,
Let's look
I'd
into
do
it.
it again. It was nice. I think it was just the fact of the creams they used on the face too, and how they warmed your face was the pleasant part.
You ever wonder how we get to this point, Travis?
No, I don't. I know how we got here. I always know how we get here.
Why are you staring at me like that?
I don't know. I'm not looking your way at all.
This is the
Brought
life
up a
we
straight
choose.
razor. I was talking about uses for a straight razor.
I'm just saying.
Okay, we let the guy who watches Ancient Aliens run the show.
I'm just sitting here
Yeah, that's right.
talking about straight razors.
Jeremy Hoeg, we just sitting there at Cherokee and Jefferson
All right,
tonight.
Oh,
That's
there we
right.
go.
Foam, get out. Come to the show. Jeremy's very funny. Has some very funny friends joining as well. It's Progress Report. All jokes from this new year. Travis, anything else before we get out of here, man?
Chris, job well done.
Oh, wow.
I
That
want
was,
to shout you
strange.
out.
Thank you.
I'm shouting
Gardner,
you out.
Yeah, I love this. Gardner, you have a shout out?
I got to do Travis again just because he showed up to work
Dude,
2 days in a row
He
with
did.
snow on the road.
Yeah, that's true.
Just say, what are the gloves for? What is this?
We don't understand. Really.
Viking.
He's here. And
Like a Minnesota Vikings?
Oh yeah. Woo!
Now, why do you have them?
Because he's going to rape and
It's
pillage
cold
later.
outside.
No,
Oh.
but why would you have like athletic gloves?
Because I'm an athlete.
What do you
He
athlete
does
in?
have you there.
Whenever I want.
Okay.
Sometimes, I got to be an athlete.
You can't.
What
live
makes
with
you
the
an
beating
athlete?
He's giving you in this argument.
Look at me. Look at me.
We're
Are you
back-
trying to Are you going to say, "Oh, look at me," and then, "Oh, Gardner thinks I'm only an athlete because I'm black," and then you're going to call me racist as hell?
Oh, he's so good.
It's a trap he sets off.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Jeremy, you got anybody you want to shout out, my man?
I don't know. Like,
Jesus.
The people who made that
yeah,
sweater.
whoever made the sweater.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's what you need to do.
Thank you, Chinese
The,
children.
The football, I just remembered something funny from this weekend. My cousin was telling me, do you guys do fantasy football?
Yeah.
I tapped
My
out.
cousin was saying his work league, they accidentally said it so all 12 teams made it to the playoffs.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
the
I bet
first
people
week,
are mad.
The
all
person
the,
with
last,
the work.
all the last place teams won.
Shut up.
People take like those work ones serious because you're not really friends with the people you do it with. So when stuff gets ahead, you start being like, money needs to be like. People get livid about that stuff. Were they tearing each other apart? Were
Oh
they
yeah,
mad?
he said people were all like, "Who set this up? You're not allowed to next year."
And then
That's
then
hilarious.
progress report time comes in. They're kind of looking at you a little different. Your boss got screwed in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe you were in charge of that. All of a sudden, that promotion's not coming around. That happens. People take that. My life is so much better not playing fantasy sports.
I just do it with a bunch of friends from high school and then random people we picked up over the years as people have had to drop out.
They're pretty. It's super fun. What's the best team name you ever came up with, Travis?
I think it's my current one. I think I have it as Stan Kroenke's Real Estate Group.
That's funny.
One guy in our league is Kroenke. What an a-hole.
Why is that so pleasing, Gardner?
I always liked when I had Aaron's Angel Dusters. That was named after Aaron Michael Hernandez, who is now deceased, but was also a serial killer that used to play tight end for the Patriots.
I really wanted to name my team this year. It did not fit, but I wanted it to be This Little Piggy Wentz to Market. Because I had
Damn it, Jeremy. I like that though.
I ended up being Battlehawks Kaka, and then I changed it every week, and I just changed different letters, and at some point it was a Babadook team, and now it's Battlehogs Cacao.
Okay. It's a natural progression that we all saw.
One week it was just the letter B a bunch of times, and then Cacao.
That's fantastic. I was too proud of Dances with Bradford. I was real proud of that one, and yeah, maybe it wasn't. You get it.
You get it. Just tell them.
Wait
You
a-
get it.
Wait a second. Yeah. Well, hey, this is rude. Again, Jeremy's show tonight. Go see that 8 o'clock over on at Cherokee and Jefferson at Foam. Be sure to follow Jeremy and check out his shows around town. He's got a lot going on. We always appreciate him being a part of stuff we do. For Travis, Gardner, everybody else, thanks to all our sponsors and all the new podcasts starting here at Midcoast. Congrats to Rashonda and Dietitian Against Diets launching today. It's a big one. And shout out to all the others. Casually Molly's on for a few more months. Gardner, you're their favorite thing about this place.
Oh, we enjoy coffee on Saturday morning.
Just you and Molly gabbing it up.
She brings her guests in. We have well, who did they have in? She have in last time?
You produced it.
Bourbons and Blondes.
Mhm.
One of the ladies from that podcast told me that she almost hit me on my scooter one day
Oh, good.
as I was going to my local watering hole.
Well, keep up the good work, Gardner.
It's like
It's
a
like,
Lime
oh.
scooter, or just like you own a scooter?
I have my own.
Oh, he got a
I have my
custom
own
one.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's serious.
She said she almost hit me, and I said, "Yeah, I've gotten a little cocky with that at times." these
Yeah.
days."
There's a whole video of it. It's the most views of any video ever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, Gardner. For everybody else, big thanks. Tune in. Check out the Midcoast YouTube channel. We're trying to grow that up. We got a lot of cool stuff up there. Thanks, everybody. We're back live tomorrow, 8 a.m. See you then.
Peace.
Bye.